The front of the pharmacy was crowded. An elderly woman stood in line, her hands trembling. 55-year-old Emily stepped forward in a faded nurse's sweater, her white uniform peeking out beneath. In her hand, a crumpled prescription. If he doesn't take this medicine, he won't make it through the week. The pharmacist didn't even look up. Emily, you still owe $400 in the system. No payment, no meds. A woman muttered harshly from behind. Her again? Always the same act. Desperate. We all are. Emily's face flushed. She stepped back. As she turned to leave, someone bumped into her. The prescription flew from her hand and landed near a trash bin. When she bent down, her foot slipped, and she fell hard onto the pavement. She can't even fall right. Somebody get her off the street already. Silence. No one helped her. Just then, a black car pulled up. A man stepped out, threw his jacket over his shoulder, and parted the crowd. Donald Trump was in town for a healthcare forum. He saw the commotion and quickened his pace. The woman was on the ground, her prescription soaked in dirt. Emily didn't look up. Her glasses were cracked, her knees scraped. Trump crouched down and picked up the prescription, reading the name. Emily, is this yours? She raised her eyes. Their gazes met. She didn't speak, but in her eyes was something deeper than pain. A quiet rage, a quiet shame. In that moment, it wasn't just a prescription that was picked up. A piece of dignity had been lifted from the ground. Emily returned home. She climbed the stairs with the help of a cane. The apartment door creaked open. Inside, silence. Even the refrigerator didn't hum. Her husband, Harold, sat slouched in a worn-out armchair. His skin was pale, his breath shallow. Emily gave him a faint smile, but her eyes betrayed her tears. No medicine today either, Harold. Still nothing. He turned his head away, saying nothing. His fingers rubbed his knee slowly. His eyes weren't on Emily. They stared through the window, its tape still left from last winter. The curtains were gone. This wasn't a home. It was a waiting room. Outside, children laughed. Inside, silence felt like a funeral. Emily entered the kitchen. A pot of boiled potatoes. That's all. She prepared a small plate for Harold and thought to herself, I spent my life saving people, and now I can't even keep my husband standing. Then, a knock at the door. She hobbled to it with her cane. When she opened it, she froze. Hi, I saw you at the pharmacy today. I don't need to know you. I just want to help. Emily's eyes widened. She couldn't speak. Trump held up the crumpled prescription. This isn't just medicine. It's a symbol of a broken system. Emily didn't reach for it. She only asked, and when you help someone like me, what will people say? I don't know what they'll say, but I know what you'll feel. Emily lowered her head. A single tear fell, not from helplessness, but from being truly seen for the first time. Emily lets Trump into the living room. The space is tidy, but poverty hangs from the walls like peeling paint. Stains on the ceiling, unpainted drywall, a rusty stovepipe. Everything silently screams. This house is fighting not to fall apart. Trump glances at Harold, late 60s, sunken eyes, a frail figure. Even seated, he trembles. Emily points to a small tray of pill bottles on the nightstand. I have to mix these too, because I can't afford them separately. Trump picks one up. It's expired. The other, a half dose. Emily avoids his eyes. She speaks not like someone explaining, but like someone confessing. I split Harold's pills, half in the morning, the rest at night. We don't tell our children. We're ashamed. A sound comes from the kitchen. The kettle is trying to boil, but the flame is weak. Emily rushes to turn off the stove. Every motion speaks of exhaustion. Every step, quiet humiliation. Trump sits down. He breathes in the air. It's clean, but laced with the scent of stale blankets, missed medication, and silent suffering. This house isn't quiet, Emily. It's screaming. Emily doesn't answer. She just sits, rubbing her knees. Her gaze drifts to nowhere. Why is this man here? Why didn't he just walk by like everyone else? Silence. Harold coughs. Emily hurries to adjust his blanket, offering him water. Trump watches them and thinks, what good is anything I've achieved in this country if this woman is suffering alone? Then he stands, faces Emily directly. Tomorrow morning, first thing, That prescription won't be in your pocket anymore. It'll be on the shoulders of the state. I'll handle it." Emily flinches slightly. "Do you promise?" Trump nods, eyes steady. "I'm not promising you medicine, Emily. I'm promising your right to live like a human being." Emily closes her eyes, and in that moment, for the first time, it isn't Harold who exhales in relief. It's her. The next morning, an unusual crowd gathers outside the city's Department of Health. Cameras, journalists, live streamers. No one knows exactly why Trump is there. He steps up to the podium. In his hand is a wrinkled piece of paper, Emily's prescription. This may look like an ordinary piece of paper, but yesterday, this sheet showed me the silence of a nation. On the screen behind him appears a black and white photo. Emily sitting by Harold's side, clutching the prescription. Her eyes caught between shame and hope. Trump continues. In a country where people begin their day with a prayer because they can't afford medication, no development is truly real. His words spread across the nation. That very day, millions hear the story. The hashtag #1 prescription trends on social media. Pharmacies are launching volunteer campaigns. Young people are raising funds for medicines for the elderly. Celebrities are reading Emily's story aloud on live broadcasts. It's no longer just Trump's voice, it's everyone's voice. But Emily, she remained silent. That evening, a sign appears on the pharmacy door. "If you are a senior with medical debt, come on in. Even if you don't have a wallet, our hearts are open because we love you so much." Emily doesn't leave the house. She watches everything on TV in the dim light of the living room. Her neighbors knock on her door. Emily doesn't answer. Harold shakes her hand, and for the first time in weeks, he whispers a few soft words. "You kept quiet, but they heard you anyway." Emily closes her eyes, and as the tears fall silently, her silence, for once, doesn't feel so heavy. Because this time it is not loneliness, it is an answer. A month later, Emily's house is different now. It's no longer just a roof, it's a shelter. Harold's treatment continues, and he is better off, covered by the state. The food is warmer and more nutritious. The nights are quieter, but the fragility inside Emily remains. One morning there is a knock at the door. She opens the door and finds Trump standing there. No security, no cameras, just a small black box in his hand. And he hands it to her without a word. Emily takes it gently. Inside is a silver fountain pen and a small handwritten note. Some prescriptions are not paid with medicine, but with humanity. Her eyes fill with tears, and she begins to cry. She looks down at her hands, the hands that once wrote prescriptions for others. And now, a single thought completes his own story. "It was not a pill that healed me. It was the faith of a stranger." Trump meets her gaze. "You didn't cry out for help, but we heard you. And now, you're not alone." That day, Emily walks into the pharmacy. Everyone stands as she enters. She's not there to fill a prescription. She's there to leave something behind. A notebook. On its cover, in gold letters, Emily's ledger for the quiet heroes. She writes the first line herself. "If someone heard you even in your silence, there's still hope left in this world." As the camera slowly pulls back, an elderly man appears in the window, an empty wallet in his coat, a crumpled prescription in his hand. The clerk steps out and says, "Please sign your name. You're no longer alone." The final scene fades to black, and one line appears. "Kindness sometimes starts with just a pen, but the stories it writes can move a nation."